Welcome to the Kerbal Space Program, version 1.3. I'm the Evil Red Queen, and hopefully today I'm going to show you how to rendezvous and dock. We have Jebediah out here, in kind of an oddball orbit, but he's sailing out there in need of company, I guess. So the first thing we want to do is set him up as our target. And then we can see what we have. We are off of his plane by 4.2 degrees, which means our orbit is out of kilter with his orbit. So we're going to fix that. And with his odd-shaped orbit, obviously, we have to fire somewhere right around here to get an orbit similar to his in shape. But we're going to try to kill two birds with one stone, or at least get it close. And we're going to burn right at the descending node. Our orbit will be a little bit off from his, but that's okay. We can deal with that. 0.1, I think I went too far. Some versions of Kerbal, for whatever reason, you might see this. I think it's ANA. I think that's how it is. But if you see the 3 letters instead of a number, that is 0, so keep that in mind. Now we're going to get our orbit a little bit closer to his. That should be good. And we changed our descending node a little. We'll try to fix that a little bit. 0.2, 0.0, 0.0. Yeah, 0.0, that's 0. So that should get us on the same plane as he's in, and get us in an orbit where we can rendezvous with him fairly easily. So we're 8 minutes into the future here, so time warp up a little bit. This doesn't have to be exact, but because we're correcting our plane too, we want to be fairly accurate. Now, 236 meters per second change in delta V is not a lot. This is going to be our biggest burn of this rendezvous thingy. We shouldn't have to burn anything near that again, and that's a good thing. I'm just looking at my Apple sign. Close enough. 2 meters a second. I might be a little bit off on my plane, but not a worry. Oh, we're still at 0, so we're in good shape. But we don't have any kind of intersect here at all. So, okay. Not a problem. Let's get rid of this. We don't really need to see these anymore here. Just kind of more stuff in the way, and I can't seem to get rid of it. Oh well. I'll get rid of the descending node. Okay, what I want to do is I want to get a little closer to him. So I'm going to time warp up here. We're in a lower orbit, so obviously we're going to catch him. Might take us a few orbits. I think MechJeb, which I don't have here. I don't use any MechJeb for my tutorials. As a matter of fact, it's not even on my computer at the moment. Because oh boy, I had to format out my computer for doing stupid stuff. And, oh well, I didn't bother pulling my save game file out. I probably should have, but every time I pass these orange intersects, you'll see them change. This is our ship here. And they get closer together. You see red and orange. I believe that orange is your primary intersection and red is your secondary intersection. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's what I believe. So we're just going to come right up to him here. We're getting pretty close to actually catching him. These two might actually come within a fairly good rendezvous here. And we actually pass by, but that's okay. We're pretty close to him now. See, these changed again. Whichever one works out better for you, that's the one you take. So, okay, we're pretty close to him. hopefully it's too easy. It'll be pretty easy to intersect. I'm just randomly coming out here. I don't know exactly where to come to. I just want to try to get an intersection. And I have one down here pretty close. Let's keep going here. Looks like it's 14.3 kilometers. Not too bad. Only a change of 16.8 meters a second. We're going to take that. So let's go ahead and time warp up as soon as I get in position here. It's only 4 minutes away. 3. Again, you don't have to be exact on your times. When you're dealing with space, you're dealing with huge distances. Even in close orbit here, if we were going to a planet, you could miss by a day without a lot of change in the end result. Okay, so we got 14.5 kilometers right up there. We have our primary intersection here. Let's go ahead and time warp up, get closer to it. This will change now. Red will become orange, because that's our primary intersection. So what we want to do, let's get close here. Close enough for the time being. You know, you can change these by just clicking on it. So we're, 163 meters per second still difference. As we get closer, this number will come down. But what I'm going to do now, before I actually get there, since I have a change of 150 meters per second in delta V, I want to go ahead and slow down now. What I want to do is get my relative velocity in relation to him, Jebediah, at 0, or close to 0. So we're just going to go ahead and thrust. You see the orange lines moving away from me, but that's what we want. It's pushing it out there in front of us. 18, numbers are changing quick here. I have to get rid of this engine, it's too powerful. Okay, 11.9, we're a little bit closer, and here, 3.2, you just notice that the red is our secondary intersection. When we get past this, this will switch to orange again, and it's going to be pretty close. So let's come up a little bit closer here. I'm doing this in steps, so it makes it easier to see. Notice they changed. So we're going to get up near him. And again, we're going to burn retrograde. And we're going to get our relative velocity down to 0. This time we only have 24.4. And what I'm going to do now is, I got a powerful engine on here, which I don't need. I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm also going to use my thrust limiter to lower my thrust down here. I don't need to be burning any huge amounts here. We'll go to 20, that's good. I better activate this engine, huh? Okay, so let's go ahead, and we're almost there. Let's go ahead and change our relative velocity according to him. I thought he just zipped by us. Did you see that? Let's go ahead and get rid of this. See him moving away from us there? I wasn't expecting that. We almost collided. Almost. So he's sailing away from us, so we're just going to turn toward him. And we're going to go ahead and thrust. Let's see where we are. Intersection of 0.1 up here. Every time you burn, this orange thing will move further away from you. And if it flips all the way around on you, that's okay too. Just go ahead and burn toward the target, and it'll move up and you'll be closer. We are almost dead on him. So I wanted to show you how to walk the dog. but at the moment I'm not going to be able to show you. If the paws are down, I call it the paws, the arms, we would push the dog. If the arms are up, we would pull the dog. In other words, if the yellow circle was down here, I would go up here and that would pull this onto this line. When these are lined right up, you are on the exact same plane as he is. We could have a theoretical collision here. Theoretically, I'm going to go ahead and switch this map because we are closing in on him. And I should turn on some lights here. I always put lights on my ship. But we should see him come back into view here. Let's go ahead and time warp up a little. Let's do it from here so we don't time warp too fast, too far. Well, we're getting really close here. Let's slow down. Let's look again. We might be able to see him after he's zoomed right by us. Yeah, no, I don't see him. He's out there, but I don't see him. So I'm going to cut my relative velocity down to 0 again. Relative velocity in relation to the target. If you're not moving any change, then, you know, you got time. And so when my thrust numbers are down, the numbers don't change really quick. Now, if you need to do a big burn, obviously you're not going to be able to do it. Now, we're at 0 in relation to him. And you can see 2.4, 1.8, but those are going to change really quick here. I'm going to thrust toward him again, and watch those come around. See him coming around? 0.3. It's staying at 0.3. At 0.3 kilometers, we should have an easy visual of him. So, not a problem. And we're close here. This is where we could walk the dog if we wanted to, but I don't want to be exactly on him because you can actually thrust, and if you're too close, you can blow him out of the way. I believe the space shuttle had to be careful what thrusters they were using when they were near the space station, because they actually could have thrusted the space station out of the way there. But we're just going to get a little closer. We're not moving very fast in relation to him. 0.5 meters per second. That's not much at all. So we're going to get really close to him here. We might even be able to see him. Yeah, there he is. So let's go ahead and kill that relative velocity. Now, I don't want to burn right on that target thing because I want to actually kill all my velocity. So I need to be over here in retrograde. It'll kill my velocity, hopefully down to 0. Let's time warp up and see which way we're going in relation to him. Yeah, he's kind of going to pass by us there. So let's go ahead and kill our relative velocity in relation to him. If I can get it turned around here. 0.3, that's not very much. We're back at 0. As long as you get it to 0 or 0.1, it's easy. So now again, we just aim at the target, and we're going to go ahead and burn real slow. 0.6. You see again, these have moved, and now we're showing an intersection of 0.2. And I'm willing to bet that if we thrusted more, we could get it right at 0. I'm looking, I can't really see it here. Oh, here it is, 0.2. I'm going to thrust a little bit, and you'll watch it should come down. And it stayed at 0.2. That's okay. So, we're just going to let's go back to our map, because we're really close now. We don't need the other map. Let's just go and time warp up a little bit here. Still going to pass a little bit beside, as you can tell by the yellow ball. I can bring this in. I'll show you kind of walking the dog here. Because the paws are down, I'm going to push the dog. Now you'll see my yellow mark coming right up toward the yellow circle. I'm just going to thrust real slow here. See it coming up there? Should be close now. 0.1, so we're going to go ahead and aim at the target. And we're going to thrust up again. See the yellow ball come right in. We are pretty much headed right at him. I can walk the dog a little bit here, just to show you. Arms out, so I pull the dog. And watch it come right onto the center there. See it? We are pretty much on a collision course, which we don't want to be on, but it was just to show you. He's within our lights now, so I'm going to time warp up a little bit so it gets a little bit closer. 1 meter per second difference in our speed, and thankfully we're not pointing right at him because we would blow him out of the way. Let me let him get a little closer here. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's go ahead and try to kill our relative velocity back down to 0.10. And there we are, rendezvous. That's pretty much as close as you need to be, as close as you want to be. We could just about, we certainly could do a spacewalk and get over there, but that's for another day. So no spacewalks today. So I'm going to hit my bracket key and go to Jebediah's ship, and I'm going to turn him to the radial end. I guess you could use normal and anti-normal, but I like the radial end. If you don't have these in career mode yet, you need to do some more flights with your pilot so you get all the extravagant things here. So I hit my bracket key again, and because we set him to radial in, we're going to set the radial out. So now we are exactly opposite of each other and parallel. So we set up his docking port as our target. We control from ours, and that aligns up all your navigation equipment. You can actually use the nav ball to dock. It's a little more difficult. I have seen it done. I've seen Scott do it. I haven't tried it yet. I'm going to try it at some point, but I'm not really there yet. So now what we're going to do is hit the R key. Now I'm still going to use the WASD key and the Q and E for 1 minute. I'm going to use my Q key and I'm going to spin my ship around. And I'm going to put that 90-degree mark that I'm so used to being on my right side. This way, when I use my other keys here, we're going to switch to the I, J, K, L, H, and N keys. H and N is forward and backward, respectively. Pretty sure that J is right, L is left. Don't remember I and K, but the point is that I can keep a finger on opposite keys. So if I hit my J key and I'm moving in the wrong direction, all I gotta do is tap the L key and I'll be right back where I was. So now I'm gonna move there and I'm gonna hit, I think it's the J key that moves me to the right. And it is. You see it's now moving toward him. And sometimes, some people use the chase camera, but I do better without it. Now it looks like he's moving away from us, but he's not really. It's an optical delusion. Or in some people's case it's a delusion, I guess. But I'm just going to let him get close to me visually here. And I'm going to start the wrong key. Start slowing down. Try to get my relative velocity near 0. Looks like we're pretty aligned there. We're a little bit off. You can see the yellow ball coming in. that's pretty much centered. Now it looks like we have to go down. Let's see, with K down? Yeah, K is down. Now it looks like he's moving away from us again. He might be real slowly, but it's just another, it's an optical illusion. 0.4, 3. Just going to slow down here again now. See the yellow ball come right on. Okay, now I'm going to move a little bit to the left here again. When you see this target thing right on the center of the screen, that's how you know where it's right where you want it to be. Again, it looks like he's moving away from us, but for the most part, that's an optical illusion. 0.2. We're pretty close here. Looks like we're right there. Oh, wrong key. See, it's not a problem though. I just hit my other key because I have fingers on opposite keys. And I can move left, can move right. I'm going to move down a little. My fingers on the opposite key. See the yellow circle come in. I'm going to hit my H key and start moving toward him. And that was with the velocity that we had. So I'm just moving at 0.1 meters per second. I'm going to go to 0.2 here. 0.2 meters per second. So now I'm just going to kind of steer toward him. Again, my fingers are on the, well, I got one finger on J, one finger on L, and a finger sitting on I. We're a little bit high, so I'm going to hit my K key. And then when I visually see it close, and I'm just doing this visually, I'm going to kill my relative velocity. And let's move toward him a little bit faster. Oh, not too fast. That's pretty good. So I'll use the J key again. Move over toward him. And I remember these are, slow down just a bit. These docking ports are magnetic, and they will grab each other. And we're going to have a pretty damn close, they're very possibly going to grab here, because it looks like we're timed just about right. And they did. And that's how you dock. It's pretty simple. Hope I taught you something. Happy flying. Safe flying. Drive safely. Don't drink and drive. Don't do too many drugs. And this is the Evil Red Queen, signing off.